Hello and welcome to episode 22 of the Statesmanship Project. In this episode, I'm going to discuss something that I don't typically touch on, and it's more of a modern event, modern occurrence. I don't typically touch on it because I don't like to harbor on current events because they often are depressing and not helpful. Certainly when it comes to finding solutions to problems, if you harbor on the problem, you're not going to find the solution. If you're just like, oh my god, look how bad this is, oh my god, look how bad this is, you're not actually doing anything that is promoting anything beneficial. So for this episode, I'm going to discuss people who choose to tell you their pronouns. Most of these people support the idea of cultural appropriation in that they think it is a bad thing, when in reality, by dictating their pronouns, they are appropriating an entire language to themselves, and which makes them the greatest culprits of cultural appropriation. And you see, the basis for a culture is its language. So, if you speak English with an American accent, chances are good your culture is going to be based around that. Although in America there are multiple different accents for English. You can see this probably more clearly in England, as they all speak English, yet they all have different accents. Just slightly a couple miles away in a different town, they'll have a different accent. And the culture there is different. It's more prevalent when you go to places that speak different languages, like France, for example. Germany, Spain, they all speak different languages, and their culture is structured differently based on how their language is structured. And the reason for this is that language is our preeminent connection to Logos. And Logos is, of course, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, God. And so, through Logos, all things were created in the world. And so, by having a coherent language, we are connecting to Logos. And thus our culture is structured based on how our language is structured. So, when someone claims to be able to use their pronoun, to be able to dictate what their pronouns are, they are claiming ownership over the entire language. And language belongs to all those people who speak it and who have ever spoken it throughout history. It belongs to an entire culture of people. Does not belong to one person or one small group of people because they choose to try to take ownership over it. You do not get to dictate your pronouns because pronouns do not belong to you. And the reason why English, the English language, and in America you see this happen is one, because our population is dumbed down, but two, because English does not have gendered pronouns, does not have gendered nouns, So, like, if you've ever studied French or Spanish, you have little words before the actual word. So it's le chemise, la chapeau, things like that, that are giving a gender to a specific noun. And so, il and elle, man, woman, are built into the language. In English, we don't have this. So it makes it easier for those who wish to destroy our culture to attack our language. And by doing that, they demean the entire structure and concept of the language with the sole purpose of destroying the culture. There's no other reason to it. They think they're doing something great and wonderful, but in reality they are destroying the culture in which they live and ultimately themselves. Because if you don't conform yourself to reality, to objective reality, you're setting yourself up for failure. So we have to keep that in mind anytime we're dealing with these people. So if you misgender them, according to them, did you just call me sir? It's ma'am. You didn't misgender them. They have misgendered themselves. And when you understand it from that perspective, by presenting them with the truth, you are doing them a favor. And to perpetuate their delusion, you are doing them a disservice. Pronouns do not belong to them, they belong to the language. The objective existence of reality is something that they cannot escape. And to deny that, to perpetuate their delusions, does a far greater disservice than upsetting them in the moment will ever do. And so we must be aware of that anytime we deal with these people, whether it's online or in real life. And it tends to be much worse online because there is the shield of anonymity and the shield of the computer. They're keyboard warriors in a sense. They can do all of these terrific and terrible things online because there's not a person standing directly in front of them that will tell them they're insane. And you can tell this because even if it's an online forum where they can engage with whoever hosts the forum, they won't engage with the host directly about these issues, but they will back channel with other people on the forum about these issues, about ideas of cultural appropriation and about using correct pronouns and respecting people, blah, 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 blah. And by doing this, they undermine the integrity of the forum itself and the authority of the host of said forum. And so if you're the host of the forum, you need to ban that behavior immediately. It's like a cancer that will metastasize and destroy your forum. And if you give it attention, positive attention, or even ambivalent tolerance, it will eventually grow and destroy what you're working towards. And so it is better to upset one crazy person than to destroy that which you're working towards. And if that person gets upset, tough, ban them for life. You know, if they paid you something, refund them the money. It's not worth it. Tell them that behavior won't be tolerated, and if they want to stop with that behavior, they're welcome to come back. But as soon as they do it, they're banned. They're gone. Banned forever. Permanently. Never allowed to come back. That's my advice in dealing with these people, and that's how I will, should there ever be comments on any of my videos, that's how I will handle them and approach them. If you're not going to be constructive or helpful or inquisitive or curious in any way, but seek to control or demean or destroy, diminish this project that I'm working on, I will ban you completely without remorse. I hope this helps. Don't be afraid to take your authority in these matters. These people want to take from you that which is rightfully yours. Do not let them have it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. If you enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe or share. And until next time, have a good day.